Good morning, Knicks Nation. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you and your family. Hope everybody's doing well today. Let's talk a little bit New York, guys. Let's talk a little bit New York. So I want to talk about Think Pate. I'm not sure if you pronounce his name that way. Real quick, I want to talk about him and a couple other things real quick. So Think Pate. Let's just call him Think Pate. Think Pate is a 19-year-old, I believe. I think he's 19 years old, who didn't get drafted, of course, this year. Okay. I read a little bit about him, a tiny bit, not too much about him, but I read a little bit about him. And I know he played in Mexico City or something like that. From what I read, it's a kid that plays really hard and that really practices very hard on his craft. And I believe when he was playing in Mexico City, he shot 21% or something like that from three-point land. But in the summer league, the kid shot almost 50%, if not 50% or better, in the summer league. And nobody gave the kid a chance, man, which is crazy to me, right? I mean, nobody. So, with that being said, though, the Knicks did. Leon Rose did. And, here we are. I think Pate is going to be a steal for New York, Leon Rose in New York, okay? Especially if he continues to play this way, because he could be a player that develops into something very special for a great price, guys. Because you know how Leon Rose is. Leon Rose doesn't like to spend money like that. If it's too much money, he's not going to spend it. He likes good quality players, but for a reasonable price. Okay, he's not gonna, he's not like a lot of these other presidents, man. They like to spend money on really good players, and then they don't. And these players that they get, they don't do their part. Like, they don't play hard enough. They struggle, this and that. Leon Rose is a person that if he's worth it, he's gonna be worth it. A player. It doesn't matter what player it is. So with that being said, I think Pate is gonna be a very great pickup for us if he continues to play well. Because you could tell he plays hard, that kid, man. 19 years old, like I said, he was shooting like 50% in the summer league. That's pretty freaking great. That's pretty amazing, actually. So, with that being said, though, I hope that the Knicks do give him an opportunity. He deserves it. Everybody else passed up on him, and so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And changing gears. So there's 3 guys now, from what I read yesterday. Actually, I read this a couple of days ago. I just forgot about it. I didn't mention it yesterday, but you got 3 guys that the Knicks are looking at to fill that vet's minimum, which is, of course, Landry Shamet. Ben Simmons is obviously another candidate, and then you got Malcolm Brogdon as well, who the Knicks have been rumored to go after for the past couple of years, and it hasn't happened. For whatever reason. I don't know why. I mean, I know he's an injury-prone guy. I know Malcolm Brogdon is always injured and stuff like that. I'm not totally surprised by that neither, but he is an injury-prone kind of guy. So, I think, those 3 guys. I talked about this yesterday in my other video, guys. Check it out if you didn't see it. He is, for me, Ben Simmons, for example, is a guy I would personally rather have. Now, I know he's not a great shooter. I know he doesn't shoot the ball. I know he don't like shooting the ball. But defensively, guys, Ben Simmons coming off the bench defending the perimeter and defending pretty much all 5 positions, in my opinion, is going to be a more important ingredient for our team going forward than the offense. Because we already have enough offense, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I think we have plenty of offense. Defensively is what we need the extra help at. Because, as you know, in the starting lineup, you got Cat, right? And this is the way the starting lineup is. You got Cat, you got Brunson, okay? Those are already your two weak defenders right there. on the offense. And then, of course, you have OG, Mikal defending the wings, okay? And if they put Josh Hart, another good defender, but I don't know if they're going to start Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart's going to start off the bench. He's going to come off the bench. But Mitchell Robinson is a good defender, okay? So you got 3 really good defenders in the starting lineup, but you got two weak defenders in the starting lineup. Now, off the bench, you got pretty darn good defenders, except for Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson's not really a good defender, but he's a heck of an offensive shooter, okay? You know, he kind of reminds me a little bit of a J.R. Smith in a sense, if that makes sense. J.R. Smith was very, he was a decent shooter from three-point land, but he was very well. I don't know how to describe it. He was like one of those guys that always laid up shots, and sometimes they were really bad shots, and sometimes they were really, pretty good shots. So, so he kind of reminds me of that, Jordan Clarkson of a J.R. Smith. So, with that being said, though, I would personally rather have Ben Simmons. That's just me, if I had to pick out of the 3. Granted, they all have an injury, well, except for Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet is usually not hurt, even though he got hurt last year. He hurt his shoulder and all that, and, thank God he didn't need surgery, thank God. And he came back playing so much better. And, of course, Malcolm Brogdon and Ben Simmons are injury prone in this, especially Malcolm Brogdon. But Ben Simmons has had a back issue for the past, couple of years and stuff like that. But again, I would personally rather have Ben Simmons. That's just me, for that vets minimum. So, with that being said, we'll see what the Knicks do. Hopefully, we'll hear something, this week by Ian Begley or something like that about what they plan on doing and stuff like that. So those are the 3 guys that we have right now, trying to see, if the Knicks can somehow grab one of those guys. We'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys think, guys. Let me know, like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys, if your heart desires it. And let me know what you guys think. All right, you guys take care. God bless. Happy Tuesday. Let's go New York.